Hey guys, Jared here from Investors Edge Real Estate. This month I thought I'd bring you the Perth Property update in a bit of a different format in video for a change other than the written form. So if you prefer the video, if you prefer the written form, do let me know on my blog by posting a comment below, and I'll certainly adjust to what you guys want. Now, this month we've currently got 10,583 properties on the Perth market, and it's lowered slightly from at the start of last month. We had 10,398, so a slight lowering. But what's notable is that the number of sales per week over the last week has been 660, whereas last month we were selling in the low 700 sales per week. So the properties on the market have dropped, but the number of sales have also dropped. So what that means is that fewer properties are actually coming on the market, and that's surprising because normally spring has a flurry of properties hitting the market. Things are very tight out there. What I've found over the last month is when I'm bringing a property to the market and I sit down to take a look at the competition with my sellers, there's very little else to compare our property with, very little other competition. So what we're finding when we actually do get out there, demand's a lot higher because it's been building up from buyers. We're finding that especially in the 350 to 600,000 price points, there's very few other comparable properties for them to look at any one time, and this pent-up demand that we're getting is seeing buyers miss out on properties, and after they've missed out on one property, they certainly get their act together and get ready to pounce as soon as something that does come to the market that suits them. And whereas three months ago I was finding that I'd usually have 1 to 2 genuine buyers come out in the first couple of weeks. Now I'm finding 3 to 4 genuine buyers at as soon as our first home open. Our first home open to the market is critical at the moment. And those 3 to 4 genuine buyers are all ready to act. They've seen enough properties to know price. They've got their finance together, and usually if they have an existing house, they've already sold it, or they're clean first home buyer and they can act. So this 3 to 4 genuine buyers, they're purchasing off of their first viewings at the moment again. That's pretty rare in our market. Up until recently, they've been requiring 2 viewings, 3 viewings of the property to be sure, but they can't afford to take their time now. The property's just not being around. My average selling days has come down to 12 days as it stands at the moment, which is great to be getting that quicker turnover. And the reason that my sellers are able to make decisions quickly when we've got the highest amount of demand is I'm very focused on feedback, following up every buyer that does come through. And because we're getting at the moment sort of 8 to 12 people through on average, whereas we tend to have 5 to 8 before in the first few weeks. So at each home open we tend to get 5 to 8. Now we're getting 8 to 12, gives us a chance to get more feedback, and we've certainly got the genuine ones to work with there. So providing we price it right, market it really well, then we're getting those, the pent-up demand and the quicker opportunities, especially in the price point of 350 to 600. Now, I also, over the last month, had my personal record for home open number of attendees. I had 29 people through a home open in Thornley. That was absolutely crazy. That price point was 350 to 360, so right in the first home buyer market. I stood out on the street and the whole street was packed, full of cars, no one could park. 29 different buyer groups. Off that one we wrote 4 offers on the same day, and my owners got over 15,000 more than we realistically thought, so that was a good win for them. But what it's doing, because we're getting those windfalls in price of 10 to 30,000, it's giving people more money to upgrade into the market, into the higher price points with. And what we'll see, and I'm already starting to see it, is that that extra cash that people are getting, will lead to higher sale prices also being achieved in the 500 to 700 price bracket, and we'll start to see demand ripple up the market, and that'll be a change to watch over the next month or two. So we've also had some negative media over the last month, and I never take media, on face value. I love to go and ask my engineering friends and other people I know in the workforces just to see what the vibe is. We manage it for a lot of engineering landlords here, and I've got a lot of buddies that I used to work with. So just reaching out to them, their feedback's been that, yeah, look, some projects have been canned that haven't otherwise gone ahead. Some others are slowing down, but all the guys that are working are, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of work. Don't believe everything you read in the media, because, WA and Perth certainly got, a lot happening compared with the rest of Australia. We're still in the best place, coincidentally, and, we're in great shape. So the other side of things is, I've just sold 2 properties located in, one of mine located in Ipswich in Queensland, the other in Melbourne, and their markets are certainly travelling a lot rougher than our Perth market. They're not doing well over there at all, and they've really needed this interest rate drop that we've had this week a lot more than we have in Perth. So this interest rate drop will certainly keep us on the trend of a tightening market, certainly keep us improving month to month, I expect. And the economists are predicting another drop before the end of the year. These drops are really, really needed over east. There'll be a lot of happier real estate agents over there, that they'll be getting some relief from what has been a pretty difficult time. We've been through the worst of our market, and things are continuing to improve. So with the rental market side of things, I'm in a unique perspective here because I sit across from my property managers and my leasing specialists. We manage an 87 suburbs, so we've got a very broad view of the market, and I'm selling in different price points north and south of the river. So I get to see what's happening in the rental side, and there's a very interesting interplay always going on between the rental market and the sale market. And over the last month, our median has maintained at $450 per week rent, which would surprise a lot of people around Australia just how high it is now in Perth. And you don't get that much for $450 either. And we're still getting 3 to 4 quality applications on rental properties at or around that median rental price. Those properties that are well presented and well located, close to transport and amenities, we're getting those 3 to 4 quality applications to choose from, and it's really making our leasing specialist's job, hard. She's getting in working through those applications, she's got properties that she can then, qualified quality tenants that she can then put onto new properties as they come up. And we're also finding that a lot of tenants are coming to us first, really enjoyed their experience in renting through us and looking to change over properties within our portfolio. So that's happening more and more. We love keeping great tenants. So if any of our tenants are watching this, do let us know if you're thinking of changing, upgrading, downgrading your rental property. We can certainly help you out there. The other big change over the last 2 months is that I'm seeing more and more investors out looking as part of my buyer mix that are coming through home opens, especially the better presented properties that are newer, within 8Ks of Perth CBD. They're particularly hot, and then obviously anything with subdivision or development potential, I'm seeing a lot more investors out looking at those at the moment. With the good and increasing rental returns, and we've got a greater chance of price growth, when you throw lowering of interest rates into the mix, I expect that investors will continue to come back to the market over the next month. I'll certainly fill you in if that trend continues, and that's going to bring more rental properties onto the market. And with our tenants more and more looking to buy and get their own property, that's going to lead to a bit of an increasing supply in the rental properties available, and I expect that that'll sort of soften the increase in rental prices, and we'll probably see things stabilise at the 450 per week mark. So with more investors putting properties on, more tenants exiting to buy properties, we'll see rental prices stabilise. But I'll be sure to keep you updated whether that comes about. Thanks for watching this Perth Property Update. Any questions that you have, be sure to post them on my blog below, and I'll definitely answer any for you. Thanks. Catch you next month.